Quickly! The house! In the house!
Emergency service operator, which service do you require?
Please, ambulance, I don't know.
Okay, try to stay calm for me. What's happened?
I found a body. Oh God, I think she's dead.
Okay, Sarah and Richmond come first.
4 teams of ordinary people are trying to solve my murder.
Let me put it on for you.
If any of them can unravel the mystery created by Ian Rankin, they will claim a £50,000 reward.
There's blood marks up the wall.
She was expecting a visitor.
Had you all done your jobs properly at the crime scene, you would have discovered this money and this passport.
The investigation is led by some of Britain's top murder detectives.
You've got 2 of these, 1 of those, so listen to what they're saying.
None of them know the identity of my killer.
The forensic scientist is of the opinion that Charlie was injured in the living room.
What is a uterus? Slightly bulky?
She was pregnant.
She was pregnant. Someone probably wasn't happy with his pregnancy.
Yeah, I mean, this has definitely got to be her partner.
Who do you think could have loved me so much?
I think you know Charlie more than you're letting on.
Who's been talking about me and Charlie?
Or hated me enough to kill me?
We're seeing here different bits of land that belong to different people.
There's a proposal to develop tourism on the island, to build a kind of eco-resort.
Oh, Narsha, that's awful.
I'm an investor in a Cordelia's eco-tourism business.
Once that land's sold, your voices won't be heard.
I'd met loads of midgets like Charlie in my time, annoying as hell. But one swipe and they're gone.
Things got a wee bit heated last night. We had to draw the meeting to a close.
Which of the rookie detectives can unlock the secrets of the island?
Where are you from?
London.
And find my killer?
I think it's like good cop, bad cop. Sometimes you need someone to be a bit stern with people, and then the other person will come in and have that empathy.
It's just up here.
You've got to park your ego at the door. It's all about teamwork.
Hi there, my name's Dot. This is Rox.
All right, you better come in.
They're right now.
It's 2 days since my body was discovered.
Sir?
Sarah and Richmond are up early. The teams need to find some evidence to back up their theories.
You're going to see Hamish now?
Yep. So we want to speak about what happened at the meeting, because that is quite vital. There was an argument between Hamish, Charlie, our victim, and Jean.
I want to speak to my...
So we want to find out what that argument was that they had outside, according to some of the witnesses.
OK. You're in control. Be nice, empathetic. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Good. Let's go for it. We're just competitive people.
Empathy, soft voice, calming voice.
Ever since I could walk, I've always had a football. And I got to play professionally for a few years. And I was playing football until about 2 years ago, when I had like a heart attack while having a kick around, normal kick around with my mates. Got taken to hospital, performed emergency surgery on me. So very fortunate to still be here.
I'm really happy to be sitting next to him today. I think that actually plays into why we're here as well. Like, go for it. Every day is such a blessing. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Hi, I'm looking for Mr. Hamish Gowdy.
Yes, yes.
I'm Detective Rich, and this is Detective Sarah, my colleague.
Shall we sit down?
Oh, we can do.
At this stage, we have 2 major lines of inquiry. The first being the argument outside the pub after that meeting. What is that argument about? You know, can we get any context to it? We know that Hamish and Charlie are on the same side in relation to the land dispute. So why are they arguing? And what's Jean's involvement in that argument? Why is she arguing with Charlie?
sit there or there? Or...
I'm good, thank you.
All right.
The second line of inquiry is the pregnancy revealed in the post-mortem report.
I think that the main wound that's killed her is relevant, but also the hand wound is relevant. As I said to you today, it's almost like, did she know she was pregnant, and that's why she was covering herself up?
Good point.
Obviously, there was no alcohol in their system, so maybe she did know she was pregnant. Who is she pregnant by? There's got to be a huge part of it.
Good morning, Caroline. Christy.
Morning,
you
sir.
all right? How are you getting on?
Charlie has £2,000, which we can't account for. We've discussed whether we think it's because somebody's given us £2,000 for an abortion.
The pregnancy is really interesting. Is Charlie running away from somebody, running away from family, running away from the father, or has she come over to the island to confront the father?
Tony owns the house. I mean, it may be Tony's child. I'd like to know what his relationship was with Charlie. I think it's
Yeah, how long has he been married to Sonia? Did Sonia get on with Charlie?
Tony Slade is a person of interest to us. He owns the local pub, but interestingly, he also owns the manse where Charlie was living. So I'd like to explore that to see what the connection is there.
Hello there.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
We're from the West Scottish Police. We wondered if we could have a word with you.
Sure, come in, come in.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mind your step there.
Thank you.
So it's also a hotel, so we have bedrooms that we rent
Yeah.
out as well.
Afternoon, Tony.
Afternoon. Sorry to interrupt your day. We understand you own the manse.
That's correct, yeah.
OK, Charlie was obviously staying at the manse.
Correct, yeah.
And so, what was your relationship with Charlie?
She arrived in Ireland, she needed a place to stay. We gave her a place to stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you visit her in the 6 weeks you've been on the island, up at the manse?
I don't think he has a reason to visit her.
Oh, we'd pass by for, you know, if she
Yeah,
needed
there was no visiting. If
No.
anything, I hung out with her a few times, but Tony didn't visit her. Maybe if he fixed a light bulb or something, but I can't think of any reason he'd visit her. It sounds a bit personal, and they didn't have a personal relationship.
Yeah.
Do you like her? Did you like her?
She didn't rub me up the wrong way. Don't know. She didn't rub you up the wrong way either, did she really?
She was a nice person.
Yeah.
Was it a kind of a very girly affair and chatting and things?
Yeah, we just spoke about music, life, the future, just random, really.
Yeah. She didn't happen to tell you that she was pregnant?
No, she didn't tell me that.
Did she ever discuss it with you at all, or not? No.
Yep. I knew.
Sorry?
I
You knew?
I knew.
You knew?
Yeah.
But you hadn't told Sonia?
Well, actually, he told me yesterday.
OK. Yeah.
So she didn't tell me, he told me.
OK. Was it along at her house or in the pub she told you, or just over the garden fence? What?
She told me when we had the meeting here.
When you had the meeting here, the night of the meeting, that's when she told you?
That's when she told me. I was totally shocked.
So it was just a random comment that she threw away to you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
OK.
Yeah.
Would you mind if we just leave room just for a second? Just 2 minutes?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, we just, yeah. I just want to just ask Chrissy something, so if we can just go out for just a second.
When you've dropped a bombshell like a pregnancy like
Yeah.
that, the next question to somebody that's fidgeting is what? Whose is it?
Whose is it?
Do you know whose it
I
is?
did say, though,
You
didn't I?
You didn't get there with the
I did-
question?
yeah.
No, because I
kind
wrote
of-
it down.
What did I say?
You were wanting to get there.
I was.
But you stopped short of that question.
I was wanting to get there, but do you know, I was conscious of you and I was thinking, is that one of those questions that's too far?
You already went, well, you already
Yeah,
dropped the
we've done
bombshell.
it.
You
We've
might as
done
well
it.
go for it
Yeah.
now. The worst thing you can do is walk in to somebody and tell them everything you know, or tell them everything that somebody else has said already. You've got to try and get it out of them. Let them trip themselves up. What are you going to leave here with? You tell me about your timeline. Which way did someone go when they left the pub? What time did they leave the pub? If someone says, I left somewhere at a certain time, how would you prove that?
Okay.
How would you prove it?
Well, you'd prove it by CCTV.
Okay, well, what, has he got any?
Has he got any? Yeah.
Let's start corroborating what they're talking about.
Yeah.
All right?
sorry.
No problem.
So we just need to go through some times. Have you got CCTV?
Yeah.
You have?
Whereabouts are you looking for?
Well, we're just looking for all round the pub, and
Yeah, I can
you've
get-
got it for inside as well.
I can get the tape
Oh,
over to you. We it's leases every 48 hours, but so that should include.
Oh, brilliant!
From
Brilliant, that's great.
Yep.
Well, gents, you all right?
Hi, sir.
You've asked for the CCTV?
Yeah, from the pub.
Got it here.
Theories are one thing, but where is the evidence? Two of the teams have asked for the CCTV from the pub.
Put it on. Let's have a look.
Watch it, and then go through it.
Oh, no.
He's just physically lifted her off the ground.
Okay, so it's at 8:15 on the day of the murder. So that's who we assume is Jean and
Hamish.
It's Charlie.
At headquarters, two of the teams are looking at the evidence from the night of my murder.
Look at, he's lifting her off the floor.
Yeah.
We didn't know that Hamish was so aggressive.
Charlie looks like she's had an altercation with Jean as well there. Why was this argument happening and what was it about? What's the cause of this argument?
Just look at people's hand gestures. Sometimes you have to look at CCTV a few times before you see.
Because he sort of looks like he's saying, come back.
He's telling her to come back inside,
And he's
reasoning
telling
with
her
her.
to go away. He's telling her to go back in.
She says, leave me alone. Yeah.
And she's a bit like, what have I done?
What does she say?
And she says, piss off.
Okay.
Hang on. Can you not go back? You can go forward, can you not go back?
You know me and computers. But he's the one that's refusing to believe he's divorced from her as well. Do
Yeah.
you think she's giving him the...
Something's happened there. Yeah, look at that. You see, that's put an entirely different reflection on Hamish. And Jean's just had a go at her. They both just had a go at her. Jean's shouted something
And yet they're
back
all
at her.
meant to be
And
on the
look,
same side.
Yeah. And yet, look at Alicia. Why is she shouting at her?
Sarah and Richmond are still trying to get the facts out of Hamish.
It has been brought to our attention that he was seen arguing with Charlie that night at the pub. Do you want to elaborate on that a bit more?
No, there's nothing unusual in that.
We're not saying that it is.
But it's hard when you know the last words you said to somebody were not in peace.
What was those last words then?
I can't rightly recall.
It is really important that we are able
Yes,
to get
yes.
your account. So, you know, it's important to us that we know.
I was wanting to speak to my wife, and Charlie was between us.
What did you want to speak to your wife about? And why was Charlie between you?
I simply wanted to speak to my wife.
This does seem a community where there are lots of secrets on the island. Just because they're lying doesn't mean that they are your murderer. That's when you need to identify whether or not that lie is important to your murder inquiry or not?
We're definitely gonna have to go and see Jean now. It'll be interesting to hear more about that relationship between her and Hamish.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do is I would like to start with the first team, which is Nick and Andrew.
Let's go through the Jean interview.
How did they do with the interviews? And I think you went in.
I've seen a couple of their interviews, and the first one with Jean, I think they've turned up like a pair of jack-the-lads.
Deputies Simon and Macca have a daily briefing with Parm, where they feed back their observations on the rookie detectives.
A positive is they must have had a plan of what they were going to ask.
Yeah.
But the massive negative is I felt like I had to go back in and counsel Jean afterwards because she was interrogated. They're not listening or thinking.
Right, OK.
I love their energy, though.
Yeah.
In 24 hours, the weakest team will be taken off the investigation. In the end, one team will remain. Only they will have the chance to present their case to a prosecutor and win the cash reward.
I want to talk about Sarah and Richmond.
So first timeline, I think obviously we'll do a broad one.
Yeah. I like the way they are together as well, you know, the way they talk to people. It does get information out of people. They went to see Hamish, and Hamish said, oh, let's sit down. And Richmond's like, I'm going to stand. So he's essentially got his witness here, and he's standing above him. But it kind of worked a little bit as well, which was quite weird, you know, because she was very empathetic, and he was hitting them with the big questions.
Dot and Rox.
On the map, if we're going by the map, Logan's undecided.
They formulate quite a good relationship where they can start talking on the right level to somebody. But they felt so comfortable, they ended up telling the witness where they lived. You know, this isn't a chat between mates in a pub.
OK, and the final group was Caroline and Chrissy.
OK, so stop.
You know, one is very dominant over the other.
I have noticed that Caroline will speak over Chrissy, and then I think I've only heard Chrissy say about 4 words in the whole of the time that we've been here.
It's kind of like I like the way they keep thinking of different scenarios, but when you don't work together, it's just white noise, isn't it?
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's like any murder investigation. I would take people off a case if I feel that their performance is lacking. A weak team or a weak individual will harm the investigation.
So who do you want to see today, then?
It's Alicia.
Alicia, OK.
Mainly just because why was she there?
She was
the main one.
the first person there. She was up at the house. Why would you just be up at this house? You're not just passing by because it's all the way up some huge dirt track.
Yeah.
I always think of myself as like, I'm the bad cop and she's the good cop, but I'd love to be the bad cop.
Would you?
Yeah.
I think we are worried about being taken off the case, 100%.
Yeah. I'm really a perfectionist, like especially with work, so I don't want someone to say that I'm not performing very well because I'll be upset.
She's having a relationship with Jean. I think a sexual relationship with her.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I think she's having a lesbian relationship with her. I do.
Oh, we're making an assumption.
Yeah, I am.
I think being taken off the case at an early stage would be quite upsetting, frankly. And I think you would be upset too, wouldn't you?
Oh, because I'd take it as failure. It'll be very difficult to be judged because I haven't been judged for a very long time on whether I am able to do my job. And I have to say, yes, because I am tenacious and I am, you know, confrontational, I would want to know why.
Definitely should have worn some Converse or something, shouldn't I?
Look, I actually think that's the police arriving, so I'm just going to go now.
Where are you? Where's got bloody sound?
Good morning. Hello, Mr. Veer. My name's Dot, and this is Roxanne with the detectives solving the murder that happened yesterday morning. Can I call you Mr. Veer?
Yeah, Alicia's fine.
Alicia. Perfect, that's great.
You okay if we just run through a couple of questions with you?
Yeah, of course.
It's a great property out here. Lovely. So you live back up the house?
Yeah, I'm staying there at the moment. It's actually my boss's house.
Oh,
okay, so you don't own it?
No.
Wow. What is it that you do for work to get a house like that?
So I'm working for Cordelia Jameson for Jameson Ventures. Yeah, we're working on the new development here.
Oh, perfect.
Does she live there with you at the moment?
No, she's not here.
Oh, okay, so you just live on your own.
Freddie Forrester's staying there at the moment.
Okay.
Logan, in you come.
I got a message from Alicia. She said she wanted to see me.
Actually, it's me. I want to see you. Come on.
And then what time did you all sort of leave the pub?
Long, so about 7:30 now. When I came out into the courtyard, Hamish Gowdy and Charlie were in the courtyard. I think Jean was there as well, Jean Grant. Yeah, he was definitely having words with her.
How would you have interpreted that conversation? Would you have said it was a disagreement, friendly chat?
No, it wasn't friendly.
Okay.
I can imagine what it was about.
Did anyone else see this conversation?
I'm sure other people might have.
That's great.
Thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate your time today.
No problem.
And yeah, thank you for answering the best you all could.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
What do you think about that? I don't know. Huh? I don't know.
I'm just going to ask you, what was she... That dispute with Jean, Hamish and Charlie, I'm confused now. Was that in the courtyard in the evening of the meeting?
Rox and Dot, they're listening, but they're not hearing what is being said. So they're missing snippets of information, which I think are important bits of information because they're not structured, they're not organised enough.
We've got most of the times of the people that we've spoken about. Jean and Hamish leave at around 7:30. She's come out, seen
way
in
did
the
they go?
courtyard. Oh, crikey.
So 2 people saying they left at 7:30.
Yeah.
So how do you corroborate that?
We need to get some CCTV from Sonia.
So you need to start saying to people, right, how can I prove that? How can I prove you left at 7:30?
Yeah.
Okay?
Any other tips?
Not yet.
Okay.
You know the greatest innovation in snooker? The two-piece cue. You know why?
Easier to carry?
True enough. And with the butt end being nicely weighted, makes for not a bad weapon. But so long as you and I remain friends, we'll have no trouble.
It's drugs you're looking for, isn't it?
What makes you say that?
I hear stories, same as everyone else.
A consignment could have been washed ashore. And if you hear anything, you let me know.
There's no drug problem here. Nobody dealing, I mean. You'd have to go to the mainland.
Doesn't mean someone couldn't get lucky. Lucky and greedy. Left it over the pocket for you. Golden opportunity. You better not miss.
Is that a cannabis plant? I think that's probably a cannabis plant.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's the only one that's watered, called all the rest of the plants are dying in the place.
So you find in the premises a small amount of drugs, but quite a large amount of money, a couple of £1,000s. When you see drugs with that amount of money next to it, you have to find out if that is relevant. People sell drugs, they make money quite quickly, and quite often the money is quite close to the drugs. So that's something where I would start focusing a little bit of my attention on now.
I'd like a magnifying glass, but we haven't got one of those. This was obviously the drugs in the box. She also had a passport hidden. Was she involved in the drugs world? I mean, that certainly could be a motivation for killing her.
Just here for a few days.
Something like that. I know you from somewhere, don't I?
Don't think so.
You never visit Glasgow?
Oh, not for years. I've just got one of those faces. So you know the young lady?
I'm staying with her. But it's a big place, so we don't have to share a bed or anything. Keep the change.
Bye, Lily. Hey, school's just finished and I'll call you back. Bye.
Freddie Forrester's just walked in here.
Seriously?
Bye, Miss.
Bye. Do you think it's connected?
I'm not sure.
Bye. I've got to go.
Bye, Miss.
Bye.
Nick, if I asked you now, who do you think it is? Just give me one of those. Who do you think it is?
So on circumstantial evidence alone, I think it's Tony Slade.
And I think the same.
He rents the house to Charlie, which means he has keys. And the theory that we think may transpire is that he perhaps knew Charlie before somehow, has got her pregnant.
So we're on the same page on that. So we've got to use today to push more evidence towards Tony. Because at the moment, we have nothing on him.
That his alibi is not confirmed.
So we need to confirm that alibi from Freddie.
I was a captain in the army for 4 years, did my training at Sandhurst, joined the Royal Regiment of Scotland, went out to Afghanistan in 2012. I think that some of the basics around discipline, process information, especially when maybe it's a little bit high stress, I'm hoping things like that will help. Hi there.
Yeah, I better go. Just.
Thanks for having us in. Is here an
Take a
okay
seat,
place
guys.
to sit?
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
very much.
Hello there. Sorry to interrupt your afternoon. I'm Detective Dot and this is Detective Rox. Would that be all right if we take a seat?
Yeah, sure.
So can you tell us about the victim at all? If you knew her, if you've known her before the island, how long she's been around?
I don't know how much you know, but she was renting the manse from us.
Okay. She's renting it from you?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever met Charlie before you met her in the pub?
Well, I didn't realise when I arrived on the island, but Charlie, she did used to work at a club I ran in Glasgow some years ago, about 2012, 13.
So were you surprised to see her on the island?
Yes, I didn't expect to see her here.
And did she recognise you?
I'm not sure. I didn't recognise her at first. It was a while before I realised it was her.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know her that well. She worked as a DJ in the club, and my entertainments manager was in charge of, you know, hiring DJs and things like that. I wasn't really my field.
Do you think it's beyond a coincidence that you happen to appear on an island that she happens to be on when you've already worked together?
No, I think it's a coincidence.
Just a coincidence.
So can you tell me anything about Freddie Forrester?
Mm-hmm.
We've heard his name pop up a couple times.
Sure. Have you met him?
Have we met him? Oh, we haven't.
Okay.
We wanted to know if you could give us a bit more information on
that. Freddie's been here for a couple of weeks.
He's a businessman. Yeah.
I think you'll be able to build up more of a picture of him once you see him.
Right, okay,
Once
thank
you
you.
meet him.
Okay, so
What's your sort of perspective on him? You seem quite closed.
Do why?
Sorry?
Why does he seem closed? I don't know.
I don't know, just the way he was just like, I don't know, just...
Well, if you've not met him, I think it'd be better meeting
Have you met him as well?
Oh, yeah.
He was in the pub like last night or 2 nights ago.
I mean, what did you make of him? What did you think of him?
I'm fine. He's never caused any bother on the island.
No? Okay, that's fine.
And your relationship with Tony, how long does that stem back?
Well, I've known Tony for quite a number of years. He used to work at the Nice as a doorman there.
And so Charlie and Tony, were you aware of what their relationship was like?
Not really. As far as I could see, they got on okay.
Okay.
So you didn't know her prior to the island?
We may have run into her in the past from my work in Glasgow.
Okay.
My job in Glasgow.
Was that pub work as well over there? Oh, okay. And she worked in that industry as well?
She was,
she was a DJ.
DJ.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. You don't know of any drugs being used by her at all?
By Charlie?
Yeah. I'm just wondering if she's that kind of person.
I'd hope not. I did say to her when she moved in.
Yeah, we wouldn't stand for that on our properties.
No.
But I don't, yeah. Not that we know of.
Why?
Just a general question. With working back in pubs and clubs, that's an easy thing I think that you can get into in that scenario.
That's an
I was
assumption.
just wondering. Yeah, of course.
That's a big assumption.
I'm just wondering.
There was an incident with a guy selling drugs at the Nice, and he had to be dealt with.
Would Tony been involved in that incident?
Tony helped deal with the person involved.
And let's be clear, when we're talking about dealing with someone, can you elaborate, please?
Just impressing upon them that they're not welcome at the club anymore.
And would that involve violence?
Not necessarily.
But intimidation?
It would involve being firm and informing them of consequences.
Thanks very much.
That could be nothing. I don't know how I felt about that. No, I don't know. I don't feel like we've got enough. We should have done the whole taking 5 minutes thing because I couldn't concentrate, and then you was like, I'm done. I was like, fuck, maybe she's found something.
I was looking through my questions and I thought, I've literally got nothing else to ask. Like, I could not think off the top of my head for more things. It's hard to go back on yourself to prod at another question, do you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to do that.
Were you aware of any drugs on the island?
No.
Anyone selling drugs on the island?
No. Where'd it wash up?
On the tide this afternoon. It's down on the rocks there.
Any others?
Nothing else.
Anything in it?
It was empty, Mr. Forrester.
Keep your eyes peeled. Call it into the Coast Guard. And I wasn't here.
All right, enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks, gentlemen.
I think we got some real nuggets of information, though. It's really helped build Tony into the picture. Tony and Charlie knew each other, worked together. We know that Tony's been his sort of,
hitman, body man, go-to guy.
Go-to guy.
He said
before.
he used the word trust.
It does seem strange. I mean, the quantity of cash adds up with this guy. He's got the bling watch, he's got the bling ring.
And if you look at the profile of this guy here, he's the type of guy who could give money, give drugs. And he's obviously good friends with Cordelia James, and is this being ordered by her at the top?
Yeah, definitely lots of questions for us to follow.
Loads of questions to follow up on.
Let's do Tony Slade.
No, I think we ought to do the victim next.
Do Tony Slade first.
Sorry?
Do Tony Slade first. Because we know lots more. We're only supposing with her, aren't we?
Well, we know she was at the meeting.
Yeah. OK. So go on then. So put pub then.
Tomorrow, the rookie detectives must present their findings. The team with the weakest case will be taken off the investigation.
Just want to have a look and see how you get on with that structure.
OK, the structure. So we're putting down like facts.
And how about everything else in your head? How's that all fuzzing around in your head?
It is all buzzing at the moment. It's all swirling around.
Caroline and Chrissy, although they have such a fabulous friendship and relationship, that is their weakness, almost. That one is so much more outgoing than the other. It works against them.
It's not set out in...
It's probably the reason why they aren't as strong as others. Let me have a chat with you outside.
Oh, OK.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
OK.
OK.
What is your relationship to Caroline?
We've been friends for 29, 30 years. We met in an amateur dramatic group. She's always concerned about how I am, and I know that if I wasn't well or I had a problem, she would be the first person there to help me.
Right.
I really regard her as a very special friend.
One of the things I notice all the time with my team is dynamics, OK?
Yes.
So one of the things I notice about the two of you is One of you talks a lot and one of you doesn't. I don't know what you're thinking sometimes. And sometimes your body language is, I'm not really, I don't agree.
Yes, I'm aware of that. At the moment, if I'm perfectly honest, I'm finding it a bit difficult because, I mean, my colleague Caroline comes up with wonderful ideas, but she does talk rather quickly and sometimes she digresses, and I'm finding it difficult to keep drawing her back.
Are you a confident person or not?
I think I've grown in confidence as I've got older. I wasn't naturally a confident person.
Yeah.
It's just evolved.
It's hard, because you're mates.
It is, and obviously I don't want to upset our friendship.
No, you're not going to. I'm going to tell Caroline she needs to listen. You need to work as a team. It's about partnership.
So at the moment you think we're not working that way?
No. You're one above the other.
Since we've been friends, we've both been through a divorce situation, so we've supported each other. There was a period in my life that wasn't a particularly happy one. It took me a long, long time to build up my confidence and feel worth something again.
I'm really frightened of letting her down and letting this team down.
No, listen. Oi. No, come on. Yeah?
Yeah, OK.
100% not. 100% not.
I forgot to say 30. Sorry.
Doesn't matter. You can let it slip occasionally. You should hear what people do call me. When you talk over Chrissy sometimes, or you have an idea, I'm not confident you share it. There is a slight imbalance. So you need to step back and listen to each other.
I am always conscious, and I do talk a lot more than Chris, but I'm conscious that actually she's steady as she goes. Like the Queen says, she's my stay. I'm going to upset her. Here we go again. Oh, God. This is ridiculous, but she's my constant. But I don't want to upset you, don't I?
The same token, what have I just said to you, sir? There's no way in this world I would ever upset my friend. Yeah, and you know that.
Got to get back on track as a team, yeah? Or at least look like you are. OK?
Yeah. OK.
OK.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
See you later.
See you later.
Jean is obviously somebody of very, very high importance. What's her real relationship with Charlie? What was the argument about after the meeting? These are all questions that we need to know.
As usual, Jean is at the jetty, waiting to send the post to the mainland.
Does she know anything about Charlie being pregnant?
Exactly, no, nothing, we just need to go for it.
Can Sarah and Richmond persuade her to talk?
The good cop, bad cop, when you take Sarah and Richmond, would be like Sarah can draw you in from the way that she is, that she's really nice, she asks great questions, she compliments people, and, you know, is incredibly empathetic and has got a fantastic mannerism. The bad cop in that scenario would be Richmond. He comes in with the factual stuff. He's writing down the bits and pieces where he can say, right, where were you? What were you doing? All those things that put a suspect or somebody who doesn't want to talk to you feeling uneasy.
Hi, I'm Detective Sarah. This is my colleague.
Detective Rich.
Could you just tell us a little bit about the last time that you saw Charlie and what time that was?
It was the night of the meeting, but I didn't really get a chance to talk to her.
Do you remember the last thing you said to her?
We didn't really speak. It was a busy meeting.
So we have reason to believe that there may have been some sort of communication with yourself, Hamish, and Charlie at the end of the meeting. Is there anything that you want to tell me about?
This is a safe space for you. We just want you to understand that we are probably the best people to share this information with. If there's any way that we can help you, keep you safe, that's our main aim here right now.
I was seeing Charlie.
And for how long were you seeing Charlie?
For 4 weeks, something like that.
That conversation that you had could potentially be one of the last moments that Charlie was seen alive. We understand that it's a very difficult time for you.
Very difficult for you. We understand.
It was nothing. It was just... Hamish wouldn't give me any space. Charlie got involved. Everyone thought they knew what was best for me, and I just needed a bit of space.
Take your time. Take your time.
There's something that I actually wanted to ask you about Charlie. I know that, of course, you guys were quite close, and we did discover that Charlie was around 6 to 8 weeks pregnant. I'm not sure if you know anything about that.
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah. Did she give you any sort of indication as to who could be responsible for that pregnancy?
We never had a chance to talk about it.
Right.
Believe me, I wish I knew.
Yeah.
We're not suspecting you at all. For us, it'd be easier to eliminate you from our investigations. So we will need accurate times, dates, because we feel it will be more beneficial.
I can't have this conversation, right?
Mr. Goldie, nice to see
Just
you.
stay with her. I'll speak to him.
Dean?
Hello?
I would like to speak to my wife.
And I would like you to just give me a few minutes. So you just wanna...
You don't talk to me like that here.
Could you calm down, please?
I'm calm.
Yeah, and
just go, okay? Please. I've got it.
Yeah? Come and have a walk with me. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. We've had our time wasted by many people, and we no longer want our time wasted. So if you can help me to figure this out, will be the best for everyone on this island.
Hamish drinks.
Yeah.
Okay. He's always drunk, but he's drinking more now. His behaviour's erratic.
Yeah.
He doesn't really talk. He just gets angry. We can't move forward. He won't leave me alone. He thinks he can fix everything. He thinks he can do everything. He thinks he can carry everything. He thinks he just won't leave me fucking alone.
How would you describe the relationship Charlie had with your wife?
They were friendly.
Friendly. Could you elaborate on friendly? What kind of friendly? Hi, bye, acquaintances, lovers, potentially? Would that be the correct choice of words? Lovers?
Right, we're done.
No, come on. Mr. Hamish.
No.
Mr. Hamish.
No.
Hamish.
No, I have nothing more to say to you.
No worries. Have a nice day, sir.
During that conversation that you, Charlie, and Hamish had, he mentioned that there was something that he wished he never said that was hurtful.
I don't know what he's talking about. He wanted Charlie off the island. He wanted her to go.
I hope you don't mind me asking this next question. Has Hamish ever been physical with you?
I'm not frightened of Hamish.
I understand that.
Maybe Hamish is frightened of himself.
And why'd you say that?
I shouldn't say.
Just one more question.
I've said
Just
enough.
one more question is all I need. One more question. Is Hamish someone that's possible to commit murder, in your eyes?
I can't answer that.
We've got everything we needed. So interesting.
She was shook. Our theory, love triangle,
We were on the right track. all
we're
along.
on the right track. Think about this. Jean and Hamish are married, right?
Yeah.
Charlie comes along. 1 week into her stay here, boom, she's doing
They're in some sort of relationship.
right, with Jean. Hamish is thinking, why is this girl come on here, yeah? Me and this girl had a good relationship. Boom, he hates her. He wants her off the island.
Of course, she took his wife.
Right. You saw her demeanour when he came. Come on, we can see that, you know, she's a bit afraid of him. You asked her, oh, has he ever been violent or physical? She didn't say no. His drinking has escalated, she said.
She said, yeah.
Yeah. So that gives, you know, a motive,
Got a motive,
essentially.
Yeah.
Suspect number one definitely has to be Hamish.
The island is being used as a importation route for Class A drugs. You asked for some records checks, intelligence checks. You've got on Freddie.
Frederick Forrester?
This guy's a grade A criminal.
We haven't let him do a runner, have we?
She's a lady that you will have to convince.
Do you have any proof?
I am taking you off this investigation.